I got to make sure I mute the channel. That open-minded is he's funny.
Oh, he's not. I think calling him out straightforward. You can follow these rules and start with open-minded is openly deceptive about who he is by his name alone. He can't even be honest with his name.
Oh, yeah,
by his name alone.
but it's so funny because he responded to my challenge. I posted
There's
a
an
challenge.
echo for your side.
I'm sorry.
I think I heard myself on your side.
Yeah, I just muted. What do you call it?
Are we live now? Oh, we're live. Okay.
Yeah, we're live. I see Chloe. Okay. Chloe, good to see you. Now I'm trying to see which Quran do I want to use. StreamYard. Okay. Let me go share. See how this works. I don't have any audio. I want to do Brave, Quran. I don't even know if this stuff is going to work, if it's just a pipe dream. Okay, there we go. Put it over here. Okay. Hey, Jesus. Good to see you. Well, see, here's my idea. Okay. And it might be, a wild dream, but I wanted to do one where, because to be honest with you, I read the Quran, but I don't memorize or any of that stuff. So I wanted to do something where you read a chapter. This one's going to be easy because it's only 7 verses. But then you sort of like dissect it or tear it apart and look at all the stuff that's wrong with it, right? Based on the claim that, the Quran is the words of Allah. It's Allah's speech. So, like, for instance, I'm going to start with chapter 1 because although that is not chapter 1, that is chapter 1 is actually chapter 96. Let me blow this bad boy up a little bit more. I gotta go back and straighten out. Okay, I think I'm trying to see, how do I blow this sucker up? All right, I can stop my cam. Oh, okay, I see what's going on. I need to get rid of that.
It's important that everybody know that Muslims pray this thing up to 17 times a day in their 5 daily prayers.
Yep. All right, let me see. Okay, now that's full screen. Okay, so like take for instance, chapter 1, which is really not chapter 1, okay? It's Surah Al-Fatiha. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. Do you kind of see a pattern there of 3? We could change it and say, in the name of, God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. It seems that Islam seems to be based on 3. Praise to be God, the Lord of the universe, the most gracious, the most merciful. I mean, look at this. 3 pretty much repeats 1. How many times do we have to be told that Allah is the most gracious, the most merciful? It's almost like Allah is talking to 2-year-olds. You got to reemphasize. And, you alone we worship. You alone we ask for help. Guide us in the right path, the path of those whom you blessed, not of those whom you have deserved wrath, nor of the strayers. Now, this is supposed to be a prayer. Do you see anything in this chapter that would indicate it's a prayer? I mean, clearly I can see it's a prayer. And I think this is trying to copy the Lord's Prayer. But it doesn't say anything there that this is a prayer to be prayed by Muslims. So when I read this, I see Allah praying to a God, asking that God for help and to be guided on the right path. Because there's nowhere there that a Muslim can show me that is a prayer to be said, by Muslims. We know that in the Bible, 3 times Jesus teaches the disciples how to pray. I mean, he gives them the instructions. And when ye pray, pray like this. Where does Allah in this chapter say, and when you pray, or when ye pray, or whatever, pray like this? I don't see it. So to me, that's problematic if this is supposed to be the literal speech of Allah. What do you say?
I don't see this as a prayer. I see this as actual statements. They're only statements. There's no pleading to God. There's no pleading to God for anything. The only thing they ask for here is, I mean, there's praise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 statements of praise. And then there's, 1, 2 statements of request. They ask for help, and they guide us on the right path. That's the only thing that comes into what we would consider a request. And then the problem with that request is that they are specifically asking for help and expressing hatred towards Jews and Christians in this point.
Right.
And that is, again, this is all important because this first surah is used to establish hatred in every Muslim against Jews and Christians. I mean, repeat something 17 times a day. This is one of the stats I have. This is in my last book. I said 17 prayers times 7 days. That's 119 prayers a week. They're doing this, expressing hatred towards Jews and Christians. 119 prayers a week times 4 weeks. That's 476 prayers a month. Okay. Again, constant vile hatred towards Christians and Jews. Okay, 12 months. Let's talk about that. That's 5,712 prayers a year of hatred towards Jews and Christians. And, if they're going to start out with a prayer of hatred, that says something about what they have in their Quran.
Right. Now, you mentioned something about they pray this, 7 times?
17 times a day. 17 times. Up to 17 times in their 5 daily prayers. So It could be 5 times 17. I haven't specifically looked at that, but I just only put it down as 17 times a day.
Right. So basically they prayed this more than 5 times because they have the 5 prayer periods.
Yes.
So this could be prayed 2 or 3 times during that, however long the prayer session is. Because I think that each different prayer period, there's slight differences.
Yeah. So that's why I said 17 repetitions each day. Right. Each day. That's what I got to. And I got the time 17 from Usama Dakdak.
Yeah. I mean, don't you feel like all warm and fuzzy that these people are basically, cursing the Jews and the Christians, at least 17 times a day. And this is exactly what Jesus said in Matthew chapter 6. I think it starts at verse 9 or verse 6 or something like that, where Jesus is basically calling the Muslims a bunch of heathens for the way that they pray. We know that Muslims like to pray, standing up. We know that the Muslims will pray in the street.
With their butts in the air.
Right. This is kind of like the Pharisees, where it's more of a show. Well, except with Islam, when they do that in the street and they block the streets and, make people late for work or what have you, it's more of a show of dominance.
Exactly.
We're here, we're dominating, and there's nothing that you can do about it.
And people, this is what they're praying. Their hatred towards Christians and Jews when they're out there doing that. That's important to understand. So I want you to think about that. If they were out there in let's say on your main street, and they're expressing their prayer, they'll be saying it in Arabic, but they are expressing hatred towards you Christians and hatred towards you Jews. And this is happening all throughout the time that they are giving this quote prayer. And is that really what, peaceful at all? Is that really considered something that should be allowed in public?
I don't think so. But then again, the West has kind of become what I call the wussification. I really wanted to say,
I
I
like that.
really
Thank
wanted
you.
to say the pussification. We bend over to now, although Islam is almost as close to numbers as Christianity, but when you look at these Western countries, they're the minority religion, or at least the second. And when you look at the population, in a lot of these places, they're under 5%, but yet they act like they own the place. And the governments in the West keep sucking up to them, like for some strange reason they think that if Islam takes over, they'll be spared, but these dumb fools are going to be the first ones that are going to get wiped out.
It's actually talked about a lot in European countries that there are a lot of conservative people who would consider themselves conservatives who say these things, but they are actually called haters and classified in such a way that they are not allowed to interact with others in social media.
Right. Let me see. Jesus said, there's the verse 7. Well, here's the thing, Jesus Worldwide. If you read their sources, Allah doesn't guide anybody. Because how can he guide someone if he states that before you are born, he creates you for hell or for heaven? So you got a 50-50 crap shot. Maybe he created you for hell, or maybe he created you for heaven. If he creates you for hell, then that's it. Your ass is going to hell. There is nothing that you can do. So unless Allah is a liar, which we know he is, if he creates you for hell, that's it. You can be a Muslim. You can pray 5 times a day. You can do the Hajj. You can do your zakat. You can do as many good deeds. I mean, you could kill tons of geckos and salamanders, and get that 100 bonus points for killing the poor thing on the first strike. And your ass is still going to hell. So what exactly is the point of being a Muslim if there is no assurance of salvation?
Why should anyone choose to leave whatever faith they have when Allah expresses hatred and disgust, and it has called us the worst? There's no expression of love to any people who do not believe Allah even exists.
And even then, Allah's love with the Muslims is conditional. You got to do A for Allah to do B. The other problem that I have with their religion is, how can you have a God that says, if you don't commit sin, I am going to kill you and replace you with a sinner who's going to ask for forgiveness? I mean, does that sound like a God to you? I mean, I would think it would be the opposite, that God does not want you to sin. Not that he's going to kill you if you don't sin. Those two right there, and I believe they're from either Sahih Muslim or Sahih Bukhari. But nowadays, we know Muslims don't really care about if it's Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim. They'll make some excuse. The Isnad, one of the guys in the chain of narration was a liar and so forth. But, so the problem that I see with the first chapter, or the Surah Al-Fatiha, is that it's supposed to be a prayer for guidance, but nowhere in the chapter is there any indication that it's a prayer for Muslims. I mean, it comes across to me as Allah is praying, and we know he does, because I think it's in 33:56 where Muslims try to tell you, no, it's blessings. No, Allah prays. It's in the hadiths.
Because Allah is a small God, small G God, and he's got to get on his knees because he's not all that there is.
And here's the funny thing.
Polytheist mind.
Muslims will like to change the definitions when it applies to Allah. No. When we use that for somebody outside of Allah, it means prayer. But when we refer to Allah, it doesn't mean prayer. That's like saying, well, the sky is red if it's you saying it. But if Allah says the sky is red, no, it's not red. I'm like, hello? So let's go to chapter 2, because this is the longest chapter, and I know Eric's got a show at 6 o'clock. And if anybody has any questions, I know there's only 4 people. So in chapter 2, which is Surah Al-Baqarah, the chapter of the cow. Now let me ask you, who named these chapters? The cow. I mean, the only thing in this chapter that has anything to do with a cow is when Moses supposedly slaps a dead person with a slab of ribeye meat, and the dead person comes to life and points out to who killed him. So in chapter 2, the heifer, ooh, that's a big heifer. We see that, again, it starts with the Bismillah. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. Again, you got a Trinity right there. What is a Trinity? 3. Say not 3. So why are you calling God? You got 3 different things there. You got 3 titles, because God's not a name. Okay, what is Allah's name? We don't know. And then number 1, Aleph Lim Mim. Nobody knows what that is. It's the mysterious.
ALM, Alm is all I've got. That's what Usama Dakdak translated as Alm.
Nobody knows what that means. Okay. And then it goes, this scripture is infallible, a beacon for the righteousness. Now, is that true? Is the Quran infallible? I don't think so. Okay, so this scripture, a beacon for the righteous. Who are the righteous? Who believe in the unseen, observe the contact prayer. Salat, okay, that's prayer. And by the way, this is from the book called the book, the Quran. I'm using the Quran, the Final Testament. Don't ask me why I've got 20 of them, but this was the one that I can load up really quick. I try to load up Yusuf Ali, but it didn't work too well. So then we go verse 3, who believe in the unseen and the provisions give them to give, they give to charity. Okay. And they believe in what, let me see if I can shrink this down. See if I can get the whole thing. Now, this one's pretty good because he does give you some explanations. Okay, who believe in the unseen, observe the contact prayers of Salat, and from our provisions to them, they give to charity. Now, I'm sorry. Well, what provisions? Oh, you mean the ones where Allah tells you can go and, raid and loot and get some booty? Is that Allah's provision? I mean, I guess a Muslim could say everything belongs to Allah, so it is His. And they believe in what was revealed to you and what was revealed before you with regard to the hereafter. They are absolutely certain. I mean, these are guided by their Lord. These are the winners. Who are these people? I guess the
Usama has the prosperous, those are the prosperous, which I
right.
Yeah, prosperous, huh?
I mean, I have his version of the Quran. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Do we have it in digital format? Oh, we got to talk. That's one of the
I
things
do have it in digital format. They had it in digital format. I got it at the website that I guess was
I'll have to ask him. I've got the hard copy. I don't have it in digital.
I think I paid like $10 for it. What's it called? Oh, it's called the Generous Quran.
Generous Quran.
Now, let me go over here and open with.
Now, for those of you unfamiliar, Usama Dakdak is Egyptian. His native language is Arabic. And one of the reasons I like this Quran over many others is because I consider it accurate. Many translations are not accurate in the fact that they hide stuff. They will protect Islam by hiding what certain things say. That's problematic. If you're considering protecting Islam more important than telling the truth, there's a huge problem here. Yeah, there you go. Go down. It's like the next page.
Yeah, I gotta blow it up.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's pretty good considering I'm only at 125. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 150. All right, so we did that already. Yeah, and he tells you God is a non-Arabic, Syriac Hebrew origins. Okay, chapter 2. All right, so now the only thing is it's not. I was looking for something where the verses were like, one underneath the other. Okay, so we read, we don't know what that is. This is the kitab, which means the book. There is no doubt about it, okay? A guidance to the fearer, those who believe in the unseen and perform the prayer, and out of what we provided them, they spend. Again, yes, you go and you raid people and you take their booty. And those who believe in what has been sent down to you, and what has been sent down before you. Okay, so Allah seems to always refer to the books that he sent prior to Muhammad. But for some strange reason, all those books have disappeared or they've been corrupted, and who have confidence in the hereafter. So I guess you got to have confidence in the hereafter. Okay, Allah guides some to believe and prevents others from believing. Yeah. That's repeated left and right. Those are on guidance of their Lord, and those are okay. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Prosperous. Surely those who kafaru, if you warn them or do not warn them, it is the same. So basically, they're not going to believe. So why are Muslims trying to do dawah to us?
It says right there, nothing's going to change us.
Yeah. I mean, this is right.
That's how small their God is.
If you warn
nothing
them,
they do can convince you.
I mean, if you warn them or you do not warn them, it is the same. So why are you wasting your time doing Allah? And why is it that we're not going to believe? Because according to verse 7, Allah has sealed over their hearts and over their hearing and over their eyes a covering. Well, guess what? I can still hear and I can still see, and I still don't believe in it. And to them is a severe torment. So Allah,
pleasure that I can't see what they're.
Yeah. So here's what verse 7 is saying. Allah seals our hearts, our ears, and our eyes, right? And he's going to torment us because no matter what Muhammad does, and he warns us, it's not going to do any good. We're not going to believe. Okay. And some people say we amana, of course, if you really want to, you have to look at the, this one doesn't do it. It doesn't say it. We have to look at number 5. Apparently that's not an Arabic word. We amana and Allah in the last day, and they are not believers. We and Allah in the last day. Okay. The people who say to me, it looks like it says, and some people say we believe in Allah in the last day. Okay, but that's just me. And they are not believers. Okay, does that make sense to you?
Absolutely not.
Okay, we something in Allah in the last day. Okay, and they are not believers. So who?
Amana meant believed. Sorry.
Is that what it means?
Yeah, believed. It's a non-Arabic word of Ethiopia.
Oh, okay. It's way at the end of the chapter. Okay, yeah. That's what I figured, because it would make sense to say, we believers, or we believe in Allah in the last day. But then it jumps and says, and they are not believers. I mean, and they talk about that. This is.
You know what's funny here? Read that next. Keep going, because that's where it gets funny.
You talk about after they are not believers.
Yeah.
They just They deceive Allah and those who have believed. How do you
So
deceive
Allah can
God?
be deceived.
Yes,
Oh,
Allah
what a
is.
small little bitty God that is.
You are you are
Deceived by
able to.
humans.
Yes, you are able to deceive the Almighty Allah and those who believe. Not only are you capable of uh, deceiving those who believe, but man, I have the power to deceive Allah. But they do not deceive except themselves, and they do not feel. That doesn't make any sense. I, I think somebody's trying to make this rhyme in poetry, but I mean, I don't know much about poetry
I
and rhyme
think what
and all
they're
that
trying
stuff.
to say is we're mentally ill, that we're only deceiving ourselves, but it's just not written well.
Right. And their heart is a sickness. Okay. So Allah, hey, listen, we're sick, right? But instead of Allah helping us, no, the all merciful God, He's not going to help us with the sickness. He's going to increase our sickness.
Oh, sounds satanic. Oh, wait. That's this kingdom not divided against itself, is it? That's why
You know,
Satan's surviving.
so
He's got to make us sicker.
according to verse 10, we have a sickness, but Allah's going to make sure that He increases their sickness, and they will have a painful torment because of what they denied. I mean, this God does not sound like a very nice guy. I wouldn't want to take him out to dinner because he'd probably stiff me with the bill. And when it was said to them, do not vandalize the earth. Okay, I'm not quite sure how I can vandalize the earth.
Well,
Uh,
you can rob and steal from people. Oh,
yeah,
wait. Who did that? I know someone who
I,
did that.
I don't know, man. Would his name
Starts with M, I think.
start with an M?
Yeah,
By any
I think
chance?
it does.
Okay, so do not vandalize on the earth, they said. Surely we are only reformers. Okay, what are they reforming? Okay, except surely they are the vandals, but they do not feel. Except they surely are the vandals, but they do not feel. What am I supposed to feel? And when it was said to them, believe as people who have believed, they said, will we believe as foolish have believed? Except surely they are the foolish, and they do not know. But we do not know because Allah makes us not know. And when they met those, so far we haven't seen anything that refers to why the chapter is called a cow. All right, let me see something up here. And okay. And when they met those who believed, so the disbelievers met the believers, they said, we believed, past tense. And when they were apart with their shaitan, they said, surely we are with you. Surely we are only scoffing. Allah scoffs at them. Oh my God. Could you see that? Allah scoffing at them and keeps them long in their rebellion blindly. Again,
So
Allah,
Allah aids people in being blind.
right,
He helps them to be blind.
right. And he
Doesn't sound like
hopes
he wants them to follow him at
right.
all.
And he hopes them to stay in rebellion against him. I mean, hey,
Isn't that something like one of the things that's actually accused against the Prince of Darkness in the Bible?
yeah.
Yeah. Isn't rebellion the sin of witchcraft? Oh,
Those are they
yeah.
who have purchased the error with the guidance. Okay, so I guess they got the so their tajera has not been ribbed.
Merchandise.
Merchandise. Okay. So their merchandise has been, which one's merchandise? Number
Ripped.
7?
That's profitable. The
So they're
merchandise, so their profit has not. Okay. So the
okay.
merchandise has not been profitable.
Okay.
That's what ripped is. Ripped is profitable.
And they were not guided. Again, Allah refuses to guide these poor people. I mean, just imagine how profitable they would be if Allah guided. Their parable is like the parable of he who kindles a fire. So when it has shined its light all around him, Allah took away their light and left them in the darkness. I mean, the people are trying to get them.
So I'm a little confused here. Jesus is the light, and we're told to, to let that light shine. And here we have a God who hides the light.
Right.
Well, that sounds more like the opposite of the living God. That's for sure.
And he leaves them in the darkness so they cannot see. Okay, so we're deaf, dumb, blind, so they will not return. Now, deaf, dumb, and blind, we all know it's got to be, can't be literal. It's got to be metaphorical, or maybe it's a parable, or like
poetic. Maybe they're trying to insult Muhammad while it's being written.
Could be, or like a storm from the heaven. Is that where storms come from? The heaven? And it is darkness and thunder and lightning. They place their fingers in their ears because of the thunderbolts, fearing the deaf. And Allah surrounds the infidels. I mean, this is the most incoherent book that I've ever read, man. Who wrote this? A 5-year-old?
Oh, the monkey, the story about the monkey writing a book. He just puts they put a whole bunch of stuff together. They just sentences that make no sense. And they give it to a monkey, throws them all up in the air, and it comes down, and the monkey makes it into a book. So
that's
I think we're about there.
That's kind of my my take on the whole Quran. Poor Muhammad, he had it all nice and neat, and then somebody came along, maybe Shaitan farted, and everything fell down, and whoever put it back together just said, the hell with it. I'm just going to put it back whichever way. The lightning almost snatches away their sight. Okay. Whenever it shines on them. Lightning shines on people?
I didn't think lightning had the ability to stay lit.
Yeah. Man, that would be nice to see a lightning rod that stays lit for, whenever it shines on them, they walk in it. So people walk in it. Yeah, that's gotta burn. But when darkness closes on them, they stand. And again, here we go. And if Allah willed, he would take away their hearing and their sight. Gee, I mean, seriously. Surely Allah has might over all things. And my dog wants to play. No, we're not playing. No, get away. And if Allah will, he will take away their hearing and their sight. Surely Allah has might over all things. O you people, serve your Lord who created you and those who were before you. Perhaps you may fear. Yeah, man. I mean, I would fear a God who's going to make sure that, my sickness grows. I can't see and I can't hear. Give me a second.
Doesn't want you to leave darkness.
Yeah.
Want you to walk in lightning. Ouch.
Hold on 1 second. I got to put her away. Come on, let's go. Come on.
Some of this stuff you sit there and you listen to. This is why actually it's important to read the Quran and to look at it and look at what it claims to, what Muslims claim it says versus what they're telling you it says. Simple reading of these first 2 chapters makes you go, what's wrong with these people? Well, the biggest problem we run into is that most Muslims don't even bother to read it. In fact, they're afraid to read it because they're told it's corrupt in anything but Arabic. But here we have a translation written by a native Arab speaker, and he points out every single word in the Quran that is not Arabic, which I find, fascinating by itself. Because there are words in the Quran that have no Arabic, that are not Arabic. So why do you have to know Arabic? Why do you have to read it in Arabic? That's another question altogether. This is from the Generous Quran, translated by Usama Dakdak, and I do recommend it to everyone. You can get it from the Straightway Ministry of Grace. I think that's Straightway. Yeah, it's an outstanding translation. Usama Dakdak is, again, this is Paul Sutliff here. I'm here with Dr.
Kufaphobia.
Dr. Kufarphobia. Yeah. You can find my show at the Sutliffian Report if you're looking. But, I'm just helping out.
Yes, I appreciate that. I'm back. I had to lock my 140-pound dog away. So we got lightning shines on them, and they walk in it. Yeah,
Ouch.
yeah. You ever seen anybody walk with the lightning next to them? I wouldn't even want to be close.
Okay, my cousin got struck by it. You don't walk in it, you fall.
Oh yeah, I've seen some videos where the person. Now this
He
one was
turned
really
completely
interesting.
blue.
I saw a video where the guy actually got struck twice. Lightning struck near him, and you can see him fall down. He gets back up. Now I don't know if this was a edited or fake video, but you see the guy, you see the lightning hit next to him. It topples him over. He gets up. He walks a little bit further. Lightning hits him again. He falls over and he gets back up. I was like, that is
Yeah,
one
I've
lucky
heard of
guy.
it happening. I've actually seen lightning strike more than once in the same place. So,
You
yeah,
know.
that's possible.
The lightning snatches, and if Allah willed, he would take away their hair. And surely Allah, okay, all you people serve your Lord who created you and those who were before you. Perhaps you may fear. I don't understand what that means. Perhaps you may fear. Who has made the earth a bed for you and the heavens a building? Okay, heavens a building. See, I always get confused. What exactly does he mean by heaven? Does he mean space? I mean, space is kind of like nothing.
Well, he's more likely talking about clouds. But then he's afraid of clouds. But Mirth, a bed where you can lay down, and the clouds become the building. They're your roof, I guess, is what he might be meaning.
Now, this one is interesting. So the earth is a bed for you, and the heavens a building, and Allah sends water from the heaven.
From the cloud. That's a limited understanding. He's right. Considering the heavens nothing more than a cloud.
I mean, but this is the wisdom of Allah. So he brought forth it. Okay, so he sent water from the heaven. So he brought forth by it of the fruit for your whatever 9 is. I should have 2.
Bounty.
Okay.
Which is bounty.
For your bounty. So do not set up rivals with Allah.
Oh, by the way, that word is not Arabic. It's Syriac.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you're familiar, but the few videos that Jay did, they were trying to say that the original Quran is actually in Syriac or Aramaic. I do have that book, by the way. It's the Syro-Aramaic Quran, or the connection between it. So do not set rivals with Allah, and Muhammad claims that the Quran is a divine book because no human can write this well apart from Allah. I don't think that's part of the Quran. Is that supposed to be there?
I'm sorry, what?
Verse 9. Or actually, 9. No, okay, so he puts that. No, because it says, who has made the earth a bed and heaven a building and sent water from the heavens. So he brought forth by of it the fruit. So meaning, the water falls down, fruits grow.
Fruits of your bounty.
Right. So do not set rivals. Do not set up rivals with Allah. And now this is the part that I don't think is in the Quran. Muhammad claims the Quran is a divine book.
Yeah, it's not in the Quran. That's his heading.
Okay, I wish I wish you would have highlighted it or something, because it kind of threw me for a spin, because I'm like, I know Muhammad is not in chapter 2.
So this is Usama's statement. Muhammad claims that the Quran is a divine book because no human can write this well. Really?
Would you consider this
I'm a professional writer. All right. I can write far better. My children can write far better. And when my grandchildren come around, maybe about kindergarten, they can write better.
I'm not quite sure
how. I used to teach in a high school, and my students from the inner city could write circles around this. Yes. Wow.
And if they wrote something like this, you'd probably give them an F.
Oh, well, there's no logical flow. There's no chronological flow. And that is one of the horrible dangers. This would not be a top seller at all.
Right.
You know what? It's one of the reasons why the Quran isn't a top seller.
Hey, but Muhammad is the the main guy. He's the perfect example. Okay, now we go to 23. And if you were in doubt as to that which we have sent down on our servant, so bring, here comes the challenge. So bring a surah like it and call your witnesses rather than Allah if you were truthful. Okay, okay, this is the challenge. I'm supposed to bring a surah, but who's going to be the witness? Because obviously it's not going to be Allah.
Can I do this? So I have a book. I'm going to say I've written several books, but I'm going to say go and take a look at my book called Cancer of Civilization Jihad. I can write a book. I can write a surah, and you know what? It's logical. It flows. It has a lot more flow. And in fact, it points out things in the Quran and in the surahs and in the hadiths. It's a lot more logical than this. So do I qualify as a god according to this?
Yeah, I think the people that put together the phone book might be considered.
There are. By the way, there are witnesses. Eric's one of them.
Right.
He's already written a testimony. He's already written in a statement saying that it's a good book. So there are witnesses.
Right.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: it's if you read further, I'm not sure which chapters they are. You'll notice that Allah's confidence in his Quran were shaken because there is another verse that says to bring 10. So one surah, okay, he realized, I'm going to be in trouble here.
I have 20 chapters. Will that do?
Yeah, let me up the ante and make it 10. But then he says, no, I don't know. 10's not good enough. Let me ask for a whole Quran. No, that's not good enough. Let me get a recitation. Okay. So if you do not do it, and you will never do it, so fear the fire whose fuel is people and stones prepared for the infidels. So if you do not do it, and you will never do it. Okay, man, that's, English is not my first language, but I don't know about that. This is Osama's Islamic heaven is made up of beautiful gardens, multiple mates of perfect purity, ever virgin and constant provision. And I don't know, Bashar.
Bashar is that's C, right? C. Give the good news.
Oh, and the good news, those who believed.
Yeah.
And did good deeds. And the good news, those who believed and did good deeds, that for them are Jannah, which is supposed to be heaven.
Gardens.
Oh, gardens, okay. And below them, the rivers flow. Every time they were provided from its provision of fruit, they said, this is the provision we had before. And they will be given the likes of it. So there's nothing special in heaven. You're going to be getting the same crap that you got here on earth. And they will be given the likes of it, and they will have in it pure.
Ever virgin.
Ooh. I don't know, man. That's kind of tempting. And they will abide in it forever. Okay, so you're going to have pure virgins, and you're going to abide in Allah's garden.
This makes, it's kind of humorous because that means their whole concept of heaven is based on sex. And usually you don't call men virgins. I mean, so what do the women get?
Not much from my understanding. Allah seems to be a misogynistic kind of God. Women, probably why the Quran says women are like your tilts. So go and plow that baby. Okay, surely Allah is not ashamed to give a parable about a mosquito or anything above it. Now, this is the verse that Muslims will claim it's scientific miracle. Allah is disgusting. He's talking about the mosquito, and he's talking about the parasites that live on the mosquito. Now, do you get that from here? It's just talking about a mosquito or anything that's, that's above. Above what? What is above? Couldn't Allah say the parasite? So as to those who believe, they will know that it is the truth from their Lord. And as to those who became infidels, they will say, what does Allah want by this parable? And he will lead many astray by it. So Allah's giving you parables so that he can lead people astray by it. And he will guide many by it.
Yeah, wait. Did you say Allah's going to lead people astray?
Yeah.
So he doesn't want to lead people into truth. He wants to lead them into lies?
Yeah. That's what it says right there. He will lead many astray by the parable of the mosquito. Having something
Satan
above
called
it.
the father of all lies?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like we're going that direction.
Yeah. And who do we call the father of lies and all that other good stuff? Could it be Shaitan? And no one will be led astray by it except the transgressors. Okay. 27. 520. Still got time. Those who break the covenant of Allah after it has been established and cut what Allah has AMR, what Allah has
as I believe that's wives. Oh, sorry. Commanded.
Okay. To associate, okay, and cut what Allah has commanded to associate and vandalize on the earth, those are the losers. Okay, I still don't get that vandalizing the earth. How can you become infidels in Allah? What? How can you become infidels in Allah? All right. And you were dead, so he gave you life. Okay. So he says, then he will cause you to die. And then he will
Wait. You die, you come back to life, and then he causes you to die again?
Yeah, apparently so. You and I were dead. Now we're alive. Then he's going to cause us to die, and then he's going to restore us to life. Okay, so you were dead. Okay, so
you get killed twice, and the third time around, the third time, not the second time. So you get the second death. My understanding is the second death is hell.
28.
But in in this version, it gives a third. So what is the third death?
Who knows? And you were dead. Okay, so we were dead, and he gave us life. And then he's going to make us die, and he will restore us to life. Then to him you will return. Okay, 29. He is who created for you all of what is on the earth. Okay. Maybe back then, lots of stuff that are on the earth now that we actually created ourselves. Then went straight. Okay, he is who created for you all of what is on the earth. Then went straight to heavens. What went straight to heavens? To heaven.
He who has created for you all of what is on the earth and went straight to the heaven. What? Yeah. What? That's the problem with this. There's no flow, no logic. It doesn't even express a complete thought half the time. What is exactly it? All of what is on the earth then went straight to heaven. What? Yeah, exactly. What went straight to heaven?
Yeah, who went to heaven? So he made them 7 heavens. Okay. I still don't know what these 7 heavens are.
I know what these 7 heavens are. They come from Gnosticism.
Yeah, the 7 planets.
Well, these are 7 levels that you must have secret knowledge of to get to the next level. So that's what Gnosticism is all about, secret knowledge. So he's telling everybody, oh, you got to have secret knowledge to go any place.
And here I thought this was like one of those games.
Well, it's almost like one of those virtual games. Yeah. You don't know the secret to pass the level, you can't go on.
And he is knowledgeable of all things. Okay, the story of Adam's copy.
The game master.
Yeah. All right, so then we go 29, 30. Okay. And when your Lord said to the angels, surely I am placing on earth a Khalifa. They said, Will you place in it those who will vandalize in it and shed the blood? And while we whatever no,
Praise.
and
That's the
while
word
we
for praise.
praise, and while we praise with your praise and extol your holiness, he said, surely I know what you do not know, and you know what I do not know. I was gonna get away. Okay, so
Very
surely
limited.
I
I mean,
know.
very. This just is another expression of how limited this person is who's the writer. His, and it still makes me wonder, how could you listen to this?
I'm telling you, this was written by people that were trying to outdo the Arabic poets. Surely, maybe they were trying to copy. That couldn't be Shakespeare because he wasn't alive then. But maybe
Well, they
Allah.
didn't have Socrates, because even Socrates and Plato had it down better. I mean, I've read Plato's works. Plato's stuff on Socrates. It has flow. This people has no flow.
There's no flow, and that's kind of silly because if you're God, clearly nobody's going to know what you know, because if they do, then guess what? They're God just like you. And he taught Adam, okay, all the names, and then set them before the angels. And okay, wait a minute. And he taught Adam all the names and then set them before. So wait a minute. He set the names. How do you set names in front of the angels? Are names a physical thing that you can actually set them? Maybe he's talking about the animals.
It sounds like he's talking about the animals.
Yeah. So he said, inform me the names of these if you were truthful. So Allah here is implicating that the angels are liars. Because why would you
No,
ask?
He's saying Adam didn't tell them their correct names.
Because I mean, in order for you to say if you were truthful, that implies that you've lied before. And I thought angels couldn't lie. They have no free will. They said, praise be to you. We have no knowledge except what you have taught us. Surely you are the knowing, the wise. He said, oh, Adam, inform them of their names. So when he informed them of their names, he said, did I not say to you that I surely know the unseen of the heavens and the earth? And I know what you reveal and what you were hiding. And when we said to the angels, now we change from he said, now it's we, the royal we.
Osajado is worship.
And when we said to the angels, worship to Adam. So it's really not prostrate to Adam. There's a big difference when you say worship. I thought you weren't supposed to worship a man. I thought worship was strictly held for Allah. So if this is worship, then Muslims, you got a problem. But look, so they all worshipped except Iblis. But there we go. The angels worshipped Adam. Are you allowed to worship? Don't Muslims tell you that you're not allowed to worship anything besides Adam?
Hey, isn't this shirk?
Yeah. So the angels, Allah is commanding the angels to commit shirk.
So wait a minute. The biggest crime against Allah is shirk.
Right.
And Allah is telling everyone to commit shirk.
Absolutely. Now,
and we're only in what Surah?
We're only on verse 34 of chapter 2. Already we're committing shirk, because unless brother Osama is wrong, which I will trust him over any Muslim, not because he's a Christian, okay, just because we know that these people lie. I am starting to learn. Rob Christian had a live show today where he showed us something, and he was exactly right. The translation lie. There's a hadith. I think it's in Sunnah Abu Dawud, where I think it was 49:33, where in the translations it said that Aisha had menstruated. But if you look at the word, the translation, see, and this is the thing that's funny with Google, and I know it to be true because I've done it. If you copy the verse, the whole verse, like I proved it with the verse in the Quran where Allah supposedly blew into Mary. You know that verse in chapter, I think chapter 19, or is it chapter 3?
Yeah.
If you copy the verse into Google, the whole verse, it's going to say her chastity. But if you take the words that has been translated to chastity and you put that word by itself, guess what? It says her vagina. So when you take the same word in that hadith, because it's not in the Quran, when you take that verse from the hadith where it says she menstruated, and you isolate it and you put it in Google, it says she breathed because she was playing. So she was, she was huffing and puffing. So here we have the angels being told to worship to Adam. So they all worshiped. Now I'm going to have to look and see, you know what? I'll do it right now. Let me go. This is 233. Let me see if it does say that the angels worshiped. I'm going to go to Islam. Islam awakened. 234. 2/34. Now you won't be able to see this because they prostrated themselves. And we told the angels. Okay, so let's see. And we told the angels. Let's look at it. Okay. And when we said to the angels, now in here it said, prostrate to Adam, and they prostrated. But in the General's Quran, it says to worship, and they worshiped. Now, except Iblis. Now, I've been trying to get Muslims to explain this to me. Why did Allah punish Iblis? Did he not command the angels? So if he commanded the angels, why is he upset with Iblis? Iblis is not an angel. It says, and when we said to the angels, Iblis is not an angel. So therefore, Iblis was the only one who had a right mind and said, no, I am not going to worship a man. That is shirk.
Wait a minute. Who is Iblis?
He's Shaitan, aka Satan.
So he's not an angel. He's
no, he's not. He's a jinn.
A jinn. Yeah. So my understanding is angels don't have free will, correct?
That's my understanding. Or the
jinn that don't?
I think jinn do.
So he created Satan to have free will, and he's mad because he's expressing free will?
I guess so.
But he's the only one not committing shirk.
Right. Oh, but it gets worse. Okay. And when we said to the angels, worship to Adam, so they all worship except Iblis, he refused and became proud, and he was among the infidels. Now here's the kicker. So who were the infidels?
Yeah, I was just going to ask, how could so there are infidels. The translation of that is disbelievers.
Right. Infidels, disbelievers.
So Adam has just been created.
Right.
And the angels have been ordered to bow down to him.
Right.
Does Adam have a wife yet?
No.
Okay. So that means there's no children.
Right.
That means there's disbelievers.
Yeah. So my question would be, in order for Iblis to become part of the disbelievers, that means disbelievers would have to exist. Who are they?
When you figure that one out, so that's, oh my gosh, yeah, that is hilarious when you think about it. I mean, Allah has ordered, we learn Allah commands. We'll read that part again.
Okay, and when we said to the angels, worship to Adam, so they all worshipped except Iblis. He refused and became proud, and he was among the disbelievers. Meaning,
Who are those disbelievers?
that's a question that we'd like an answer to. So if somebody's watching this, take a note. And this is one of the things that I actually wanted to do, was to go through the Quran verse by verse and write down the verses that have problems. I will still do it, but I also wanted to do it live because people might want to take notes. Yes, it is live, WAI. Don't ask me. It's not even going to try to remember what that is. So here we have Allah tells the angels to commit shirk by worshiping Adam. Satan, who's got a smart kind of guy, he refuses to commit shirk and he gets punished. So we go to verse 35. And we said, oh, Adam, something about ask on, you and your wife in the gardens. Do you know what 21 is, Paul?
21. Hold on a second. I'm sorry.
I should have loaded up.
Trying to do two things here. All right.
Not that I have two.
All right. So 21 is okay. We're at verse. What? Sorry. What verse are we on?
We're verse 35.
35. Okay. And we just did. Okay. What was the word?
Ask on.
Ask on.
It's reference 21.
I'm just, well, in my version, it's letters, so it's even worse. All right. 21, 30, you said 36. 37 is, so Adam receives words from, I'm sorry.
Hold on a second. Let me just click on it. Dwell. So
dwell,
Adam dwell.
Yeah, dwell. Yeah, and that's Greek Syriac origin.
Right. All right, let me go back. Next time when I do the second part, I am going to have this on my other laptop so I can have the references. Now let me go.
Right. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. Now let me see. Now I got to find it. Except, okay, we were on, okay, right here, 35. Okay, so. Okay, and we said Adam dwelled with his wife in the garden. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Adam, something dwell you and your wife. Okay, Adam, dwell you and your wife in the garden and eat from it plentifully wherever you will, and do not come near this tree so that you will be of the unjust. I thought that was the tree of knowledge. Is that going to make him unjust? Knowledge?
Well, I guess the knowledge he would need to be criminal. I mean, that's what we're talking about, becoming criminal.
All right. So now notice that in verse 34, it's Iblis. But all of a sudden in verse 36, now we go to Shaitan. So Shaitan made them fall from it. So he got them out.
What?
They fell out of
a tree.
Fell out of the Garden of Eden.
Wait, they're in a garden, but they're talking about a tree, and now then they mention falling, so it sounds like they're falling out of a tree.
But here's the funny part. In another chapter, after Shaitan, Iblis, Satan refuses to bow down, Allah kicks him out.
So wait. If Satan doesn't refuses to bow down,
right,
he gets kicked out,
right. But in chapter 2, he's still there, or either that he came back.
So which one got abrogated?
Good question. This is something to write down. But here's the thing. This is not. Let me move over here.
This is the insanity. That's it's an attempt. You're not wrong, Jesus or Jesus Worldwide. You're not wrong. It's an attempt. These are perverted stories. Perverted, what I mean by it, they heard a story that was repeated by someone, and they got these stories from Gnostic Jews. So there were perverted stories before Muhammad even heard them. In fact, they were so badly told that when Muhammad told them, the poets and the Jews laughed at him. That's why he had them killed. So,
Oh, but listen to this. This even gets better. Now, in the Quran, chapter 2, the Surah Al-Baqarah, the chapter of the cow, do you want to know what number it is in Revelation order? It's really chapter 87. It's from Medina.
so this verse, so this one,
Mhm.
this chapter should abrogate the other one, correct?
I don't know which
So
the other ones are.
that would mean the other one on creation or Adam in
Yeah.
the garden would be abrogated most likely.
If it's before,
I have to go check my order. I have that on another section, but yeah,
if it's before that. So
it says
okay.
something. It's crazy.
So Shaitan made them fall from it, so he got them out from where they were, and we said, "Get down, get down. You will
Get
be
down from
enemies."
what? Again, are we on the tree again?
I don't know. Maybe they
I
were
thought we
swinging.
fell from it.
Maybe-
Fall and then get down. Are we hitting branches on the way down?
It could be. It's a very big tree. So Satan made them fall from it. We don't know where they fell
But
from.
not far enough.
Right. So he got them. So he got them out from where they were, and we said, "Get down." Okay, but didn't Shaitan already make them fall from it?
Ouch! Go slam them down a little bit farther.
You will be enemies to one another, and you will have on earth a dwelling place and enjoyment for a while. So Adam received words from his Lord. So he something towards him. Number 23.
23 verses relented, I believe.
Okay, so he relented toward him. I don't know. Surely he is the Tawab.
Verses? No, I'm sorry.
He's talking about Allah. Surely he is the Tawab, the merciful. So it's got to be. It's
relenting.
So he is the relenting, the merciful. We said, I mean, how many times is these poor guys going to have to get that?
Wait a minute. So Adam received the word, so he relented towards him. Surely he is the relenting, the merciful. Wait a minute.
Who's
Allah is relenting? Okay. Okay, I guess that's possible.
Well, I would think that surely he is referring to Adam, if I understand the Arabic grammar. Okay, so surely he is the relenting, the merciful. Then in verse 38, we said, "Get down from it."
Wait a minute. Okay, if they fell, Allah said, "Get down." So now they're brought lower. So again, we're hitting each branch on the way down. 1, 2, 3, yes. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, gosh.
I mean, first Shaitan in verse 36, he made them fall from it. And then Allah says, "Get down." Okay. And then Allah says again, "Get down from it." So I guess Adam said, "Hey man, screw you. I ain't getting down. Those branches are hitting me in the rear end. That hurts." So, but here it says, "Get down from it, all of you." Who's all of you? Why? There was only two.
So I always thought all in Arabic was referring to more than 4, because 3 definitely references. I think it's 3 or 4 when they say few in Arabic, but all has to be. Oh my gosh! So who was there?
I'm going to have to.
The disbelievers, the infidels.
Oh yeah, that's true. The ones that Satan joined the gang, the gang of the disbelievers
that keep falling.
So we said, "Get down from it, all of you." So either guidance will come to you from me. So Allah doesn't know if guidance is going to. So whoever follows my guidance, so no fear on them, and they will not grieve. Okay, 39. Okay, it's 5:45. Okay, we got time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to cut off at 6.
Well, I
because
got a jet in a few minutes because I want to be
yeah,
there. But yeah, this is, I think the important part that we've gotten to is that, what does it mean when somebody keeps falling after Allah told you to fall
I
the
don't
first?
know.
I mean, Satan tells you to fall, you fall. The next time you fall, we're up to 3 falls. Are they going to fall? Are they falling their way out of the 7 heavens that
Now
Allah just created?
we're talking about Adam and Eve, but in verse 39 it says, okay, let me go back up. I lost my train of
You're
thought.
right there. Verse 39 is right there.
Okay, so yeah, but okay, so get down. So either guidance will come to you from me. So whoever follows my guidance, so no fear on them, and they will not grieve. And those who became infidels or denied our ayats, which means verse.
Yeah.
Those are companions of the fire. But what verse? There was
And,
a
if we're talking about a verse, I mean, this didn't make any sense. Again, if it doesn't make sense, why should we even? We're not denying it. We're accepting it. Okay. Allah says to do something, then he says to do it again and again. You said they talk about him getting falling. I'm still trying to figure out, are they falling from a tree? Are they falling from a garden? Have they
now.
been kicked out 3 times?
Now it keeps getting better. Now you and I, we just finished talking about angels prostrating, Iblis becoming of the disbelievers, Adam and Eve falling down. But all of a sudden, now it comes to old children of Israel. How did we get from Adam and Eve falling down or being kicked out of the Garden of Eden? All of a sudden now it's the children of Israel.
How
Remember
many
my
generations
grace.
before we get to there? I mean, isn't there a lot of children before we get to Israel?
Oh, there are some serious baby
What
making to
about
do.
Noah?
Yeah. What about Abraham?
Oh my gosh. And if you don't have Abraham, can you have Israel?
I know.
Father
So,
Abraham.
O
No Father
children of
Abraham, I guess.
Israel, remember my grace, which I graced on you, and fulfill with my covenant. Now, shouldn't it be and fulfilled?
Well, wait a minute.
And fulfill
Who
with
did that covenant originally come to? Was it Israel or was it Abraham?
I
Wait a
thought it
minute.
was Abraham. There might have
Yeah.
been I think there's 7 covenants. I don't remember all of them.
Wow.
There's the one with probably was a covenant with Adam, but anyway, there's 7 of them in the Bible. Remember my great. I will fulfill I will fulfill with your covenant, and so be terrible. Oh, come on, man. This is why I can't be a Muslim. How does that make sense? I will fulfill your covenant, and so be terrified of me.
So fear this God who's supposed to keep a promise?
I I guess.
I mean, that's kind of scary. I mean,
And
what
here,
kind of promise is this guy keeping? I mean, he's going to
what I
kill you.
what
I
I
mean,
don't
that's reason to
understand,
scare.
but what I don't understand is how did we get from Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden to the children of Israel?
Incomplete thoughts.
I mean, and this is supposed to be a miracle. How do you just jump from Adam and Eve and all of a sudden you go to the children of Israel, the 12 tribes?
So, if anybody has been to grade school in any country, we call a paragraph a complete thought. I mean,
Right.
so a sentence a complete thought, and then you stay on topic for 3 to 5 sentences minimum. And if you can't stay on topic, we'll break them into other paragraphs. But in this case, we have disjointed thought, and we can't even. There's no transition.
No, it just
It's
comes out of the left field.
so it's almost like there was a couple pieces of paper that got torn up and they got spliced together. Is that what this
Well,
looks like to you?
we
Because it
we
does to me.
probably going to find the following sentences or paragraphs in some chapter down the road. So you'll have to keep that in mind that, okay, Adam and Eve, all of a sudden, then we jump to, and believe in what I have sent down, confirming what is with you. So apparently, the children of Israel must have the what? They got the Torah. See, here's another thing. I'm reading this book. I don't know anything about Islam, and I'm reading this, and it says, "And believe in what I sent down, confirming what is with you." Okay, what is with them? I would like to know what is with them. I don't know. And do not become the first to become infidels of it. What does that mean? Do not be the first. But I thought there were
Because infidels are
already.
first.
And do not purchase with my verses a small price. And do not purchase with my verses a small price. Ooh, that's brilliant right there. What the hell did he just say? And so fear me. Man, there goes that fear me. You better fear me. Okay, I think we're going to stop right after we get to 46. Let me see. And do not. Okay. And so fear me, and do not clothe the truth with batal, and hide the truth, and you know what? I don't know. Tell me.
Well, incomplete thoughts. So we're not even talking a complete thought. So we can't even get a real sentence out of them.
And do not clothe the truth with probably lies. I don't know what batal is. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. On my next,
I'll clothe the truth with batal. I'm sorry, I didn't keep the book open. All right, this is crazy stuff. This is some of the insanity of this. That these verses, they just speak to the ineptness of this, the creator of this Quran. And we don't even know that it's Muhammad, but we're taking it at them at their word. And if this is the best they have to offer, oh my gosh.
So then he says, and do not clothe the truth with batal, which I'm assuming is lies, and hide the truth. And I don't know. That's the problem. And perform the prayer.
Vanity. I'm sorry, vanity.
Okay. Yeah. And do not clothe the truth with vanity and hide the truth. And okay. I don't know. And perform the prayer and bring the zakat and kneel with the kneelers. Okay. Sounds okay. Will you command the people to be righteous and forget it yourselves? And you who recite the book, what book? Do you not understand?
Well, this is a reference to the Torah.
Yeah, but we don't know that.
But they don't. So if we're reciting the book, which book? Yeah.
I look at this like if I was reading this and I didn't know anything about Islam, my question would be, and recite the book. What book?
How do we find that book? And where shouldn't we read that first? Because this doesn't make any sense.
Well, you already know that chapter 2 is chapter 87. And do you not understand? And seek assistance with patience and prayer. And surely it is big, except to the devout. It is big. It's big what? To the devout who think that they will meet their Lord, and to him they will return. Okay. I don't know about you, but if you're confused like me, then you probably should be. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to cut the broadcast short. I mean, we have been an hour and 18 minutes. Tomorrow, I am planning on I'm hoping to start at 5. I don't know anybody who's going live, so I won't have to, cut it off. But Eric's having a show. XYZ, thank you. WAAI.
God bless everybody.
God bless everybody. And we'll do it again. I'm going to try to do this every day because we got 114 chapters. Yeah, you just got in. You missed it. You're late. This is the power of God. I wondered if someone would start to analyze the Quran verse by verse. Yes, Adrian, I am analyzing the Quran verse by verse. Not only that, I am then going to go back because I'm not taking notes. And I'm going to take notes of the problems that I find in the Quran, in the verses. But I'm doing this live so everybody can, read along with me. And I can point out the craziness that's in the Quran. Now, we've only done, 40-something verses in chapter 2, and we can already see that it makes no sense. There's no rhyme, there's no rhythm, there's no reason. There is nothing in here. It jumps from one thought to another. We're talking about Adam and Eve and Shaitan, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, we get slammed with the children of Israel. How did the children of Israel get to become right after Adam and Eve? Didn't we miss a lot of steps between Adam and Eve and the children of Israel? I mean, you got lots of people there. You got Noah. 6 p.m. a Christian. Oh, okay. Hey, Open-Minded was supposed to do a debate with me at 8 p.m. tonight, but he changed the topic. I told him the topic. Well, actually, I didn't ask him anything. I posted on his channel that I would challenge all 70.5 thousand subscribers to debate the Quran, true or false. So then Mr. Open-Minded comes back and he replies, you better be ready. 1 o'clock in the morning, Wednesday. Topic, which is 8 o'clock tonight for me, since he's 5 hours ahead. The topic is going to be why Christianity is false. But I didn't say anything about Christianity. But anyway, guys, why don't you come over to, was an Open-Minded going to debate Chris? Yeah, Open-Minded doesn't debate. Principle. I mean, he did come into my channel twice, but here's the funny thing, Adam. Open-Minded claims that he is Christian. He's a Catholic, and he was in the seminary training to be a priest for 10 years. But when Chris asked him before the debate, because the debate never happened, because he wanted Chris to apologize for calling him an idiot, and Chris would not. So Chris asked him point blank twice, have you read the Bible? And Open-Minded's response was no. Now, I don't know about you guys. Personally, I've never been to a seminary, but I'm pretty sure if you're studying to be a priest, it's a requirement to read the Bible. Okay, that was worse than the first time he came on my show trying to say that Muhammad was the comforter. And I asked him, have you read John chapter 14? And he said no. And I was like shocked. I'm like, whoa, what do you mean? You're a Christian. You were in a seminary. And you haven't read, John chapter 14. So my personal belief is Open-Minded has never been a Christian. I believe he was either, if he wasn't a seminarian, or he's just a born Muslim he's doing a very good job. I got to hand it to him. When I ran into his channel in July, he had 49,000 followers. Today, he has 70,000.5. So we're looking at 21,000 followers. I mean, he's sucking them in. He's got to be raking some good money from the YouTube ads. Because apparently these channels, these review channels, they make a lot of money. Somebody told me I should create a channel and pretend that I converted to Islam. I probably would make some good money, but I can't do that. That goes against my nature. I think I'd rather be poor than have to scheme people for their money. Steven Crowder is doing better. Yes, of course he is. But anyway, guys, I got to go. I'm going to go over to Crossing the Crescent. I hope to see you guys there. All right. Don't forget tomorrow, God willing, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Or either 5 or 6, I'm not quite sure yet, but you'll get the notification, all right? And we'll continue where I left off. All right, see you guys later. Be safe.